Hi guys! I hope you guys all had a great Sunday. Like I said, I promised that I would make a video of the questions that y'all send me. I'm sitting outside right now, so I'm sorry if there's any unlikely noises or I know the jacuzzi is on right now, so that's going to be in the background the entire time. And I'm still in my church clothes. I had some big people stuff to get to today because I'm entering the real world. But anyway, okay. The first question, opinion on running 3 to 6 miles while in or off season, or a sprint's the only way to go. If you're a runner, I would say go for it, in or off season. If that's what your body's used to, and you don't want to give up running for powerlifting, it's not going to majorly hurt you. I know that. I know it's possible because for me, I still squatted really well when I'd go to field hockey practice and we'd have time 2 miles or 30-minute runs and then run 10 100-yard sprints. And then, after field hockey practice, I'd go and squat or bench or something. And I mean, I just had to do what I had to do, but I was in season powerlifting because I would have a meet in November. And I mean, I still squatted. When I was a teenager, I squatted like 580, I think. So, in gear, obviously. Now, it might be different if you're raw, because like I said, I was always in gear, except for sometimes, very few times, like for squatting I'm talking about, I was usually in briefs. So it's a little less strenuous on the hips, IT bands. So like if you're running miles and miles, you don't feel it so much when you're squatting. If you're raw, I don't know. Honestly, I can't really tell you. I know now I would try to run the day after I squatted, which might not be favored for some people. People would tell me I'm stupid and I shouldn't do that. I don't know. Okay, that's all I have to say to them is okay. But definitely mess around with it. Let's be real, if you're an avid runner, a 1 or 2 mile run is probably a sprint for you. So you could probably do that the day of squatting, or just do regular sprints the day of squatting, and then maybe go for a longer mileage run 2 days after. Maybe 2 to 3 times a week, depending on where you are in your cycle, in your training cycle. It's definitely possible. But sprints obviously are going to benefit more because they're fast twitch, and longer runs you're going to use slow twitch, so kind of has that explosive element to it. I don't think it's so crucial, If you want to run, please, by all means. Going from a modified Wendler or West Side, then switching to something like strong lifts to up the squat. Would this take away from the other 2 lifts? Would it be better just to go for a small one? I would think a Wendler or a West Side really favors geared lifters, so I don't know if you're geared or equipped. I'm sorry. Apparently, I didn't even know geared meant you could be, using drugs or something. I never knew that. My powerlifting gear, so I would always say geared lifting. Or equipped lifting, that's what I mean. Anyway, I would say that, yeah, West Side I know really favors, because you're maxing out quite a bit, and I think for raw, that's hard to do consistently, just by experience. I'm not so familiar with, small love, yeah. I think it has you squatting a lot, I think. And if that is the case, I wouldn't squat. One of them is squatting 4 to 6 times a week, and I don't think that would be good. If it's good for you, if you can try it out and it's good, then it works, then go for it. My best advice to you would be try out the programs. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We just went right to West Side because my dad worked with them, and that it really worked with us, especially because we were all equipped lifters. Me and my brother were equipped, and it really worked. I'm not so familiar with strong lifts. I think if you're a raw lifter, maybe try small block and see how it goes. If you think it doesn't train enough the bench and the deadlift, then modify it. Go ahead, add your own day. There's nothing wrong in that, with taking a training method and then maybe adding another day to it to do bodybuilding movements or, stuff like that, like a light recovery day or whatever. Go for it. A raw powerlifter is not taken seriously as equipped. False. Right now, currently, raw is taking over everything. And equipped are almost being because you always hear people say, oh, you can squat 1,000 pounds, yeah, in a suit. Eric Lozip is just squatting 960 for 2 easy, raw, with knee wraps. Which, I don't know. I think they should be taken equally, because, people will refer to being equipped as cheating. And I'm like, how am I cheating? Am I going against a raw lifter No, I'm going against other equipped lifters. So I don't get how that would overlap at all. But definitely right now, Brawl is where it's at, because you got Dan Green, Lily, the Little Bridges, all those people that are like taking powerlifting, actually giving it like some like publicity, which I never, in all my years, being this year has been probably the biggest. But yeah, definitely raw. And especially like Mark Bell, like surprisingly enough, he used to be an equipped lifter, and now he's favoring all raw lifting, especially with Power Magazine. And that's the only magazine right now for powerlifting. I believe that's going to be changed and favoring equipped. At least so I hear. But yeah, so definitely raw is taken more seriously than equipped. But lastly, eat macros, clean diet, or none at all. Obviously you have to eat your macros. Yeah, definitely get your amounts of protein, carbs, and fats. Absolutely. Up your protein if you're lifting, obviously, because you're training and you're tearing down your muscles. Try to eat clean, I would say. If you don't have to eat clean to feel good, then eat what you want. Especially if you're trying to make a weight loss, obviously you have to eat clean. But I kind of favor eat what you want, in a sense that you know your body's going to react good. Like for me, I love carbs and I eat them, but I know that for a fact my body will respond like really lethargic and everything if I do that, before a training session. I know from experience that my body favors a high protein, really good like a high percentage of vegetables as well diet. And that's when I feel the most energy. It's not easy to do because, like I said, I love carbs. But so eat what you want. If it works with the paleo diet, do it. If that's what works for you, do it. Who cares what anyone else says? Doesn't matter. They're not you, so who cares? But definitely try to stick to a clean. If you can eat as much junk food as you want and, still make enormous gains, do it. What do you do in track and field? Do you run? I got my first pair of spikes today. I was wondering if you had any tips. I don't run. I throw the hammer in the shot put. I run like on my own. Like I jog and do sprints and stuff. But no, and even when I ran in high school, I ran the 1600. Back in grade school, I ran the 4x2. I never had spikes, so I can't help you. But I'm sure if you Google it, go on like a lot of the Jamaican sites, they can tell you like which different spikes to put in for what kind of track, what kind of sprint. Like I said, I don't know anything, but I'm sure you can find some good stuff out there, definitely. But yeah, like I said, I throw the hammer in the shot put. We're actually coming into our postseason now. So I stopped throwing shot put though indoor. So now I'm kind of only a hammer thrower. So hopefully it goes well. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Pray for me. Hi there. I'm curious about what point in training it makes sense to work up both sumo versus conventional deadlift, and choose that for the style you're going to train hard. Okay. Train both. Keep training them. Excel in both. Then choose. It's not like squat stance where you can inch it narrower and wider, as we say in math. It's a jump discontinued. Oh no, I don't do math lingo. But I think I get it. I'm in the advanced novice stage, and I've never tried sumo. I'm torn because I know it will take months to get strong at all. Okay, you've never tried sumo. Try sumo. You have to. You're going to be working a whole different group of muscles that's going to benefit you no matter what. You need to get the little muscles stronger, and you need to get the muscles that you hardly ever activate stronger. And especially, I don't know if it doesn't say whether you're a wide or close stance squatter, but if you're a close stance squatter, you're probably a conventional deadlifter. If you're a wide stance squatter, you're probably a sumo deadlifter, because you favor your posterior chain like with the wider stance, and you're kind of more anterior chain with the close stance. But definitely train both. For me, I started out as sumo like in the beginning, like 11, 12 years old, and I heard something pop one day in training, and I was like, no, never again. So my dad switched me to conventional, pulled 440 when I was like 17, pulled 470 2 years ago, just pulled 480. So it depends like what you're stronger at. You have to work with it. I actually never really trained sumo after that. So now, and I have been the past year, so definitely train both, and then see what you're better at. And it will have a lot of carryover with your squat. So kind of go into which stance you have in squat and kind of maybe roll with that one. But definitely train both if you have to. Instagram for a full soccer. I've posted my Instagram before. It should be on my blog. I'm not going to say it now, but it should be on there. I was going to take it off. I might have taken it off. So if I did, I'm sorry. I'm glad you want to stalk me. Message me and I'll send you it if it's not on there anymore. But really, you're awesome, and I'm excited to start seeing your posts on my dash. Oh, thank you. That means a lot. I love it when people say those things. I'm just like so taken aback that someone would like actually want to keep up with what I'm doing, and that's awesome. And you're a girl, I see. That Spartan Chick is your name, which I'm guessing you do like Spartan races, and the fact that I'm appealing to people that do Spartan races, oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's like the other day, like someone from CrossFit followed me, and I was like, holy crap. I can't believe I'm appealing to the masses. It's awesome. I'm so glad. Sorry, it's starting to get a little dark now, so it's getting a little blurry. But that's awesome. That Spartan Chick, keep doing what you're doing. You're awesome. My opinion on short men. That's a little unfortunate, I would guess. Maybe. Not really unfortunate, but actually, if you're a powerlifter, it's very fortunate because you have less of a way down for squatting. And if you have shorter limbs too, then it's less of a way down to bench. That makes sense. So good for you. I don't know what you mean by that question. My opinion on short men. You can still, if you're short, you can still be good looking. Just like if you're tall, you can still be good looking. I don't know. I have a lot of short friends. People are people. If you have a wonderful personality, you're good with me. If you can make me laugh and you're a kind person, we can be best friends. That's really how I am. Like I take kindness so far. Oh my lord! If someone is kind to me and like nice and like just you can tell like that they're genuinely a nice person, we could be best friends. Does training Olympic lifts really carry over into powerlifting? Yes. One of our powerlifting coaches is offering an Olympic lifting course next semester. I've always wanted to learn, but have only been in powerlifting for about 6 months. Should I hold off or go for it? Go for it. I mean, I've never been one to pay for my knowledge on training. I'm more of a learn about it on the internet, try it out, see if it works for me, because everything is very, very individual. But absolutely Olympic lifts are going to carry over into powerlifting. Cleans alone are like an enormous amount of hip drive, which obviously is going to carry over into squat. And when I was doing hang cleans last year, it helped out my lockout in the deadlift so much. Holy moly, it was awesome. And then jerks and snatches are really, really, really good for your upper back, which is definitely going to benefit in the bench and the deadlift lockout as well. Especially if you're an equipped bencher, it's going to help you be able to use those little muscles in your back when you're handling such big weight. Definitely. I saw a huge carryover with that. It allows you to stay tight, and it really activates your core when you do those lifts as well, which keeps your... a lot of people forget about their core when they're squatting, but you need to keep it in the back of your mind that you need to stay tight. And if you're wearing a belt, you need to push your abs against your belt, and it really helps stabilize you. So absolutely, they will carry over into powerlifting. As far as going to the seminar, like I said, I'm not one to pay for my knowledge. I just try to befriend a lot of people, like Louis Simmons. Me and my boyfriend over winter break just went to Westside and trained with them. Just try to, get some tips. Just try to befriend a lot of people, see what they're doing, ask to train with them. There's no harm in that. But if you absolutely want to do the seminar and learn officially, then go for it. You're only 6 months into powerlifting. It wouldn't hurt to learn right now. Make sure it doesn't overpower your powerlifting, though. You should still be focusing on the 3 main lifts during the week and just doing the Olympic lifts as supplemental. You shouldn't have, in my opinion, for me, you shouldn't have a day dedicated to clean and jerks. And maybe in your off season, you could go for PRs there if you want each week. But in season, I would definitely use them as supplemental. Supplements or vitamins, do you use them? Have a preference? Yeah, I do. Not so much. I'm not really on any specific supplements right now. I have multivitamins, just simple Walmart bought women's multivitamins because I need vitamins. Like I said, I try my best to get them from vegetables, but like I said, I slack in that, and I will take full accountability for that. I try really, really hard to get all of your vitamins from your food, but if you can't, it's understandable. A lot of us like me are in college and stuff like that, so multivitamins are very beneficial. Whey protein, absolutely, take it after your workout. No, let's face it, no one wants to eat a full meal after the workout, And some of us don't have time. Like after my workouts, I either have to go to a meeting or to a tutor or to a class or something. I just kind of bring that with me. It's definitely the best way to go. You can even do it in like a breakfast smoothie. So definitely whey protein. Creatine, I don't know, sometimes it makes me feel heavy. Even the ones where it says it doesn't hold in your muscle. I forgot what that's called, monohydrate something. I don't know. Excuse me. Definitely take it because I think it helps. Like I said, I mean, it helps me last a little bit longer when I'm doing explosive lifts, like when I would have 5 reps or something. But I didn't see a huge benefit from it. I also didn't use it long enough to know. But from what I hear, it's very beneficial, especially if you're a guy. So definitely go with the creatine. Glutamine. Just make sure you're getting your amino acids and your BCAAs. A lot of maybe like protein shakes or recovery shakes alone will have the BCAAs and aminos in it already, or I would go for a pre-workout. I can't give you any brands, but definitely a pre-workout with some kind of amino acids in it would be really good, especially if you're going for like a max day and it kind of gives you a little stim. But yeah, nothing else. Like I said, right now I'm not on too much, just multivitamin and some whey protein, not even really whey protein. Your favorite meat or snack or meal? My favorite meat snack. This is going to sound really bad, but on meat days, I hardly eat. I'm way too nervous, and I mean, I'll eat a protein bar, like, in between lifts, but I can't eat a lot in between, like, the squat and the bench, because, like, I don't know, like, before the squat, I'll definitely eat a good breakfast that morning, like a big breakfast, like bacon, eggs, and I'll definitely eat a banana, because bananas keep me going, so definitely bananas throughout the day, and maybe, like, otherwise during that, a protein bar, something. This is really bad. Don't do that. Especially if it's a long day of powerlifting. Do not do what I'm doing. But yeah, definitely, I don't know, eat some good carbs, because that's what you're going to need. Maybe a little pre-workout. I'm so bad with meat day nutrition. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible example. Are frosted animal crackers better than regular? I mean, they probably taste better because they have frosting on them. But if you're talking nutrition-wise, probably not, because they're coated in sugar. So I'm going to go with a no. Animal crackers in general aren't very nutritional. There's no nutritional value to them, except that they're carbs, I think. Yeah. But I love animal crackers, so eat what you want. And the worst, funniest powerlifting meet experience. Definitely last year at Worlds in Vegas, I ripped my briefs when I was warming up. I did 1 rep and they ripped up the quad, and then I did another rep and they ripped again, and we panicked, and my dad went and bought another pair of briefs because I didn't have my backups there because I hadn't broken them in yet, and he bought a whole new pair of briefs, the ones that I had already but hadn't broken in yet, and basically I didn't meet Dev and bombed out of the meet, and it was the last day of Worlds. I had done 4 competition days. I did the full power equipped, full power bench only, full power equipped bench only, raw bench only, and raw full power. And that was the last day. It was my specialty, the full power equipped, and couldn't even do it. But 2 days before that, I deadlifted 470 in the full power raw. So I was still happy. And before that, my PR in a meet was 440 when I was 17. So, and now I've gotten up to 480. So that's good. But yeah. So thank y'all for your questions. I'm sorry it got dark and it's a little awkward right now with the